back. It's now 10 minutes away from 7 o'clock, and I promised before the break, we're sitting down to talk with the PUP Mayoral hopeful from Corozal, David Dido Vega. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity for being here. So it was a pleasure coming and trying to spread the message to the people, especially my beautiful people of Corozal town. Good morning.
All right, and this is a very simple format that we have. We'll have about 25 minutes for the conversation, and we'll just ask you some general questions that we have prepared before. And we want to start off just allowing you to give a general introduction of how you first got involved with politics, and anything else that people would want to know about you as a political aspirant.
Sure. First of all, I am the son of David Vega, now deceased. He was a factory worker in the Libertad village. He was one of them that lost their job when the factory was closed. And then at the end, he was a taxi driver, I am the son of Miss Elvia Vega, a career teacher for many years. And that is the path that I took. I have a bachelor's degree in math and physics, a master's in mathematical science, some of your favorite subjects, I must say. And I am a son of Corozal town. I had the opportunity to study outside and stay outside and work in Jacksonville, Florida. And I decided I wanted to come back and offer my teaching experience to my people of Corozal town. Currently, I'm married to my beautiful wife, Ingrid Vega. She was my high school sweetheart for 12 years. And then we are together now for 26 years. I have two beautiful children, Brianna and Kelsey. And they are the #1 factor why I decided to get into politics. I will tell you that I believe, I am be biased here, that Corozal town is one of the most beautiful places in this country, in this nation. You know that they have people from all over the country, all over the world coming to retire in Corozal town. And I believe that sometimes you see and you can bring solutions, and you're in the sideline and you can be critical and objective, but sometimes you have to jump into the ring and say, you know what, I am going to offer myself for politics. Politics is a serious business. You need to bring about solutions, and that's why I decided to get in.
What about your personality, career path made you decide that you would be the right fit as the mayoral candidate for Corozal town?
Sure. I think that I am in a profession as a teacher that is a very noble profession. We don't always get paid for what we do. I am at the sixth farm level, but I believe we have teachers at the primary, high school level that do much more. I can recall that my mother, a lifelong teacher, would address issues both inside and outside the classroom. And I think that we owe it to our people to try to do better. There's no other person in this country that knows the social ills that are affecting our community and teachers. You see nowadays that children go to school without eating in breakfast in the morning. They don't have the resources like textbooks, notebooks, and so forth. And it is no secret, the rich and the poor want their children to be educated. They want them to have a better life. So I think as a politician, you can bring about solutions that will make them more empowered. I want to tell you that I believe that the current government has been going on a welfare system. I don't believe in that. I think hands out are a bad thing. I think the old-time politics needs to stop. We need to empower our people. I will tell you that I teach math, and when I see young females taking mathematics, I like that. Usually females don't like mathematics, but I try to encourage them. The message I tell my students is, look, I am here for a time. I know that some of you are better than I, and I want you to come back and serve and do better for your community. So the teacher aspect gives me a good perspective of what needs to be done in our community.
Were there any reasons why you were hesitant to put yourself forward for this campaign?
Sure. Two major factors I believe that many of my colleagues as teachers or people in general do not get in politics are two. Because of the finances, and secondly, because of the nasty politics. I will tell you that I can say on national television that I am the only politician that I believe that will go to 3 elections within 1 year. I went to a standard bearer election convention and I came short by 12 votes. And then I went to another convention for the mayoral candidate, and of course the people gave me their vote of confidence. And on the 4th of March, I will go to 3. Unbelievable. You hear about all the money spent in politics, and this teacher, this humble politician, father, will go to 3 in 1 year. And it speaks volumes. It says that I am not paying my campaigners, I am not spending a lot of money. I am going house to house with my candidates and spreading the message. So this is why I owe favors to no one. When Dido Vega becomes the mayor of Corozal, he will not give contracts to friends, he will not give contracts to cronies, because the only people I will owe is to the people. And then when it comes to the dirty politics, I want to tell you that I am so happy that my wife and both of my children were very supportive from the beginning. My daughter Brianna, 12 years old, when I lost my first convention, cried the night until the morning. And the second time around, when they asked me to run again, she said, "Dad, I would cry more if you don't run again." So I am so happy that my immediate family and my sisters and my mother, my brother as well, has been very supportive. So those 2 things are just on the back burners. And look, there is nothing like when you meet the cry of the people. Every time I walk the streets, last night I met a family where their young girl wanted to go to Six Farm, did not have the opportunity. Now she's fighting for her children to get the opportunity. And that's what inspires me. Politics is a serious business, and we need to bring about solutions. These things about being red or blue has to stop. We need to work for our people.
Now, David, let's talk a little bit about your platform. Obviously, not only because of your passion for your career choice, education, a lot of what you've been saying has to do with education, but what would you say is your broad platform to improve the municipality of Corozal?
Sure. I want to say that the old-time politics needs to be do away with. This thing that I was PUP and my children will be PUP is over. Our young people are very informed. They have the media access to it. So my platform is this. From now to March the 4th, yes, we are going to be objective, criticizing the current municipality. Go after March the 4th, we need to work for our people. This thing about having a mayor that closes down the town hall so that he can be supporting party politics in Pelmopan has to stop. This thing about having the mayor forcing workers to put on red or blue t-shirts has to stop. I will tell you that when Dido Vega comes into office, he will work for everyone. When I teach in my classroom, I don't separate red or blue or females or males. I want to empower all of them. So that's my platform, that I want to do away with old-time politics. The other thing, everybody seems to believe that we have to have a national government that sympathizes with us in order to do things. The first thing my group and I did when we decided to get into the municipal elections is read the Town Council Act. I think knowledge is power. So if we read the Town Council Act, we know what the people expect from us. Now, they will talk about finances that national government will not help you. I want to say on the record that the current mayor has had 7 years of the United Democratic Party national government. And I want to think that he has come up short big time. I hear things that Belize City gets millions of dollars for their projects. And I want to say Corozal needs to get this share. So what we want to do, we want to use the Town Council Act. We want to empower our people to know what to expect from us. And in there are things that we can use. I think the mayor's office is a very powerful office. We can go to other cities or towns in other countries and we can lobby for help. We have the transport revenues that have been coming in under this mayor. He's the only one that has enjoyed that. I think over $1 million every year, and we are going to put it where it belongs. I think sometimes we get carried away with spending a lot on administration, a lot on things that we are not supposed to do. I'll give you one example. There are a lot of parents that go to the mayor maybe for help for tuition, for argument's sake. But if every department in this country, education, social, would do its job, then the municipality would have the funds to do what it's supposed to do. I don't think mayors are supposed to be buying medicine or paying for operations for certain people. I know they need help, but if the health ministry was doing its job, if the social department was doing its job, then the mayor could carry out the Town Council Act. What is it supposed to do?
Now, that's a very important point, and it's one of the things that we have been hearing from you in previous interviews as well, that you are very much against what you called before a welfare state. You don't particularly want to participate in the handout type of system that we have grown very accustomed to seeing. Now, in terms of being able to say that as a part of your campaign strategy is one thing, because it really goes along the lines of good governance and accountability to your municipality, but in practice it may be another. So what has been the sentiment from the people that you have been reaching out to when you say, listen, if you ask me to pay your light bill, I might actually say no?
Sure. I want to tell you that I sincerely believe that the people of the North, Orange Rock and Corazon, all over this country, they just want to work. They just want to have an honest living. I sense that when you reach somebody's home and they tell you, Mr. Vega, I went to the mayor's office, I went to the representative office, and they turned me back, they didn't help me. You know what it takes a human being before they go to someone and beg or ask for something just to get rejected? I will tell you that I have been on a campaign trail now for 3 elections. And if I would tell you that I have not paid any campaigners, would you believe me?
It would be difficult to believe, yes.
Well, I am telling you that David Dido Vega has been on a campaign trail, and he has not paid one single campaigner. All of these people believe in me. And the message that I am taking to the people, believe in me. I might not be able to change things overnight, but if we can plant the seed, because I will tell you something, literature shows that welfare programs do not work. They are not, you cannot sustain them. We need to empower our people. We need to give them jobs.
So then how do you plan to, I mean, this type of system is one thing, but in terms of what you mentioned before, not being able to get funds from central government, the financial strategies that you plan to put in place to bring revenue into Corazon so that you can execute the work that you have planned?
Sure. I think the young people nowadays are blessed. When I went to school, you ask people what they want to do. They want to be teachers. They want to be police officers. But now when you ask the young people, they want to be financial officers. They want to be alternative energy engineers. What I am saying is that first, the mayor has the opportunity to hire who he wants. What we need to do, we need to start advertising all the technical posts that are available at Town Hall. And by doing that, we are going to attract the right technical people. I might not be well versed in accounting and finance, but there might be somebody out there. No, we might not be able to hire them full time, but we can bring them in as consultants. You know, the town board and the mayor there to put policies, and we need to bring the right people to say, you know what, you have $1 million from the transport. Let's invest $800,000 in the streets and $200,000 for whatever you want. But we don't want to be spending $800,000 in administration and $200,000 in streets. So the first thing I want to say is that I, David Dido Vega, whenever we need to hire the right people, we are going to advertise. We need to empower the young people. You know, people go outside this country and invest a lot of money in their education, and when they come back, they don't have an opportunity to serve. And some people call it, we have a brain drain in our country nowadays. They leave our country and they go somewhere else. So in terms of finances, we're going to... So
you're going to cut down on administrative costs. That's one of your first financial strategies.
Well, the Town Council Act is clear on what you need to do. And if you cannot do certain things, then you have to be able to streamline. You have to earmark money that's supposed to go where it's supposed to go.
What are some of the other strategies that you have, especially when it comes to financing the work that needs to be done by the municipality? Of course, you alluded earlier to the whole challenge that so many town councils face when it comes to having a party in power in major central government, from a different party. And people usually say, well, it's a sure sign that you're going to fail.
Yeah. I believe we have disproportionate representation in this country. I want to say that off the top. And I want to think that the way monies are given to municipalities are disproportionate as well. I believe places like Corazon Town and Punta Gorda don't get the appropriate monies that they're supposed to get. I don't know what formulas they use. I have confidence that when the People's United Party forms the next national government, our party leader, the Honorable Francis Fonseca, will address those issues. I saw on another show where we see Belize City gets 4 million and Port Corozal gets maybe like about 300,000. I mean, that's not right. All of us are Belizeans. But we are going to deal with that when we form the national government. What I am saying, the Town Council Act gives you the sister city relationship. We have Chetumal, right, that they are neighbors. We have a lot of family members that from over that area. We need to go there and lobby with them that they can assist us, right? We have the business community. If they are socially responsible, they will come and invest in their town. So that's why we are going to them and we are going to ask them to be partners with us, right? And on the other side, we need to educate our people that it is the right thing to pay their taxes, because that's, as a socially responsible individual, you're supposed to pay your taxes. But at the other end of the stick, you have to be able to show what you're doing. People don't want to pay taxes and then you're not performing condition of the streets, of the drainage, of the cemeteries, and so forth. But in essence, we want to streamline what we are supposed to do. If we need to cut costs on administration, then we are going to do it.
In terms of your priorities, you've been campaigning for a while, so you've spoken with the residents of the town, so you know what some of their specific needs and desires for the town is. So let's talk about how you will prioritize those.
Sure. It is no secret that Corozal district is the second poorest in the nation, and poverty is up high 44 or somewhere percentage, so nearly 1 out of 2 people are poor. So what we think and what we know is that the current mayor and the area representative, we believe, dropped the ball. Currently the 7th Avenue is being fixed, doing cement work. I think the current government likes to call it the miracle that Bradley did in Belize City. And now they wanted to expand it to the municipalities. I want to say outright, I think it's a mistake to do it that way. Anyway, they had a $5 million project that they are doing, of $4.2 million. And the biggest mistake I think that this current government and municipality did is they awarded it to one certain person. The cry that I hear when I meet the people is that they want jobs. So that $5 million project, what the current municipality and the representative could have done, they could have given it to the contractors in Corozal Town. I get to understand that in Belize City, what the mayor did, he gave certain portion to different companies, and that's how they empower their people. Not one sack of cement, not one trip of gravel, not one trip of sand, not one steel rod. No construction materials have been bought from the businesses in Corozal Town. We have employed some people, but yet we could have done more. So the people are crying for jobs. And then we have another project that was being done under the mayor, where 2.2 miles of streets leading to businesses and schools were paved. And I was part of that meeting there because they invited me. And again, nearly $1 million project. And again, the mayor gave the contract to a friend. I want to tell you that when I become the mayor of Corozal Town, I will not give it to my friend or my family. I will give it to the people of Corozal Town, because they want to be able to have spending money. They want to be able to pay for their school tuition. So my thing is this, and I will be biased. I will empower my people. I know Corozal Town people cannot come to Belize City and get major contracts or go to Orange Rock. So I want to help my people because they need jobs. That's what they do. And at the same time, they need jobs. And the second thing is they want politicians to work for everyone. This thing that during Christmas time you reach at my neighbor's house and he or she gets a ham or a hamper has to stop. All of us pay taxes. All of us are hardworking. If we're going to give hams, let's give hams to everyone in Corozal Town, or else don't give at all. And that is what the people are crying for. And the other thing is that the mayor has been there for 9 years. He has gotten 3 opportunities, and I think he has come up short big time. So that is the message that the people are giving me.
What would you say are the biggest challenges that the municipality faces? For a lot of other municipalities, they would say job one is to improve infrastructure.
Well, the problem is I think you have to think outside the box. No? Let me give you one simple example. The way the streets are maintained in Corozal Town is that the Ministry of Works, designate every month to one area. One month for Corozal Bay, 1 month for Corozal North, 1 month for Corozal Southwest, 1 month for Corozal Southeast. But when elections are around, like right now, all of those months are concentrated to Corozal Town. So we see a lot of work during elections, and the people are tired of that. How can we address that? Well, if we have a transport department that is given millions of dollars every year, then what we are supposed to do is buy the proper equipment so we can maintain the streets. And we plan it so that every month or every year we do a section of each town. You're going to tell me that we have a municipality that handles millions of dollars and we cannot get our own grader, we cannot get our own bulldozer, we cannot get our own roller. I want to mention here that you said on the introductory section that the mayor has been here before. And if you check your records, if you check your transcript, you will see that the mayor said that when he leaves in 2015, he would have been the mayor that have done a sandy beach for Corozal Town, and he would have gotten a grader. Well, we have 20 days before elections are called for March 4th, and I don't see any grader that is owned by the town council. So I'm telling you that we have to think outside the box. We have to be able to say, look, we have the conviction to do the right thing. This thing, look, currently the mayor has been there for 9 years. He is renting a white truck. He is renting a white and red blue truck. After 9 years, you are still renting trucks when you have millions of dollars? Come on, use the money to buy your own truck. And why do we have these rentals? Because he has family and friends that he's renting it from. Last week or 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister of Belize gave Belize City $1 million to buy bulldozers. And I read the newspaper this last week in Belize City, they're sweeping the streets now. It reminds me when I'm in the United States and at Walmart at night, they sweep the streets. So while we don't have the proper equipment in Corozal Town, Belize City is enjoying the luxury of sweeping their streets. No, I want to tell you that that is a fault of the mayor because he has not put the proper money where it belongs. And I think we have representatives that are in cabinet that have not lobbied government for us to get our own equipment. We have one compactor truck after 9 years after this mayor. You'd have believed that we'd have had more, right? So these are the things we need to do. We need to think outside the box.
Now, let's talk about two things that we know have become very important for Corozal Town. One is definitely tourism. Corozal has been ranked on several international lists for places to retire. And it has certain portions of the municipality has definitely developed as a tourism destination. There is also the issue of business, the work with the free zone, the number of people who work in that area being transported to that area as well is one of the things that you know that has continuously been a challenge for some people. Keeping people employed and transporting them back and forth and keeping business within the municipality itself. So let's talk about what your plans are for business development and also tourism.
Okay, tourism is always a big thing in Corozal Town, no? We have the Maya ruins, we have the beach. And I will tell you that every home that I reach, I believe that we have come up short in terms of the bay. They always talk about, let's do it like Calderitas, let's do it like Bacalar and so forth. I think that that will have to be a long-term project. But I will tell you what's affecting our bay right now. Under the People's United Party municipality, we built what we call the seawall, no? And I think it's deteriorating, it's in a bad condition. So the first thing I think I want to do when I go in there, I want to rehabilitate that to protect the shores. And I will tell you, like how I said, we need to bring the right technical people. We need to discuss with BTIA, with BTB, and investors from all over this country and foreign, how we can best upgrade the beach or the sandy beach. And I will tell you at the same time, we have a lot of teachers on my slate, and we have to take into account the environmental effect, right? We don't want to go just building anywhere. I think that's what makes Belize #1 in the world when it comes to tourism because of the environment. But what we're going to do, we're going to bring the right investors. I think that what people are saying to have music fests, to build an artificial sandy beach. But I think we will have to do a lot of consultation with that. I will tell you that 3 years when the people elect me, it will not be enough, but we can plant the seeds so we can develop the whole area. The mayor has 9 years already, and I think he could have done much more. But at the end of the day, in bringing tourism, that will create employment. Now when it comes to the business aspect, I will tell you that people in Corazon are yearning for job opportunities. We have one casino that closed down. We have the papaya industry that downsized. So what we need to do, we need to consult with our business and say how we can assist in terms of taxes, in terms of trade license and so forth. I don't believe in a taxation system. I don't believe to tax a business to death because they are the small micro businesses that can employ people. So I think we need to dialogue with them. We need to bring the experts that are small business people and we consult with them. A lot of consultation has to be done. I think sometimes people are afraid that politicians like to impose things and not proper consultation is done. So the big thing that always comes up is that we can open up the market for the southern part of Mexico. They have reached to the zone already. What we need to do now is for them to reach in Corozal Town or Orange Walk. But some of the things that hamper them in terms of the immigration, in terms of insurance for their vehicles. Like you hear right now, they're claiming that once Belizeans go to Chetumal, they need to buy insurance. And that is like a deterrent. People don't want to go here. So what we need to do, we need to dialogue with them. I think the national government has not done enough to dialogue with our Mexican brothers so that we can attract them there. We have, I think just in Chetumal, we have like 1 million residents. That's a lot of people that can come and boost our Corozal Town business sector. No?
Buzzwords that we continue to hear in political circles are transparency and accountability. How would you make your council adhere and make those realities?
Sure. Good governance is always in the environment when we talk about politics. I want to tell you that whenever you have a mayor that does not advertise positions for the town hall, then you start off bad. Whenever you have a mayor that does not do bids, for contract, then you start off bad. Whenever you have a mayor that closes the town hall to do a political rally in Belmopan and don't provide services to the people, then that's bad. Whenever you have a mayor that has his workers doing political flags, political signs right behind the town hall, that's wrong. I will say this, there's a time for politics and there's a time to serve the people. What I am saying that David Vega will advertise, David Vega will put up bids, David Vega will not force his workers to put on shirts. When I campaigned in the market about 2 months ago, I met one of my students that was going at the night school and she took a picture with me. The following day she called me and she said she was getting pressure from the town council because I posted that picture. Lo and behold, on December, she lost her stall in the market because she took a picture with me. I want to say that I am glad that I live in a democratic country. They have some countries in the world where you're not allowed to vote, where people like Marlene will not be able to show her face, will not be able to walk on the streets. And I think our democratic process is at risk here. Why can't somebody take a picture with me and I can post it on Facebook? Why is it that when I reach to a home I campaign, the other side reach there and they pressure them? I want to think we need to get away with that, man. Our young people will not tolerate that nonsense anymore. We need to empower our people. I am glad that somebody fought. You know the teachers are the only public servant workers that can run for politics. And I thank somebody for that they fought for that. You know that there's somebody that fought that I can have a pension or gratuity when I retire. I want to thank them for that. The town council has workers that have been there for many years. And when they get to leave their job, they have problems getting their gratuity, problems getting their pension. So these are the things we want to put in place. That's what you call good governance. The greatest asset that any company, any school has is a human resource. If your people are not happy, they're not going to produce for you. And that's what we need to do. But you are right in saying that good governance always comes about. I know that they took out a manual the other day, all the mayors in Belize, how we suppose not to fire people and so forth. But if we start the process wrong, if we hire someone because they back a flag for us, if we hire somebody because they go and shout UDP or PUP, then we started wrong. What we need to do, we need to start the process right. But I am confident that on the 4th of March, the people will vote for Dido Vega because the message is there that we are going to do away with those old-time politics.
Now, let's just get to how do you respond? You've been campaigning now for quite some time. what would you say are the main concerns that people bring to your attention?
People want development. People want jobs. We have the famous Recalde Stadium there. I don't know if you have been there. When I was younger, I used to go there with the great Victoria days. And you remember when we met, right, my friend? We met in Cancun for the Cocaba tournament. And it was the new building that the people in Cancun were inaugurating when the Mexicans stole us that game. But that's another story. But when I got there and I saw that building, I felt like crying. I wish I could have taken that building and brought it to Belize. You recall that we came in second in that tournament, no? And the Prime Minister promised that he would have built a civic center, whatever, for the people of Belize. And it has been years now when we haven't gotten that. We had Palacio and those people. So when I go to Corozal Town, and I remember my childhood years when I used to go to Recalde Stadium to see Victoria against Dorleys, against those people. And then when you go to the parks and you see no development, and then when you hear that students are coming to you and asking for recommendations over and over again and they cannot get jobs, then that is what I think motivates me. It gets me up early every morning to walk the streets, to tell the people, look, the only thing that human beings have to hold on to is hope. And if we ever lose hope, then we're going to be in problems. So I'm telling the people, have hope that new is going to come. And I think that the people are listening to our message, and they will give us the vote of confidence on the 4th of March. I have 6 dynamic candidates. I have Mia Rancharan, who is a housewife. I have Zeni Perdomo, who is a teacher. I have Yvette Sanka Rivero, who is a teacher. I have Esteban Pasos, who is a principal. I have Enrique Vargas that has his own business. And I have Orlando Iglesias that has his own business in the zone. And I will tell you 3 components that these people bring. First of all of us are family oriented. We are at a point in our lives where we are working for our kids. It's not about us anymore. And I will tell you that I grew up in a good place, Corozal Town. I know both of you guys would like to move there and retire one of these days. I know that. Secondly, we work hard every day. We work hard for education, and we keep working hard like our Corozaleños. And lastly, all of us believe in God, and we believe that through Him everything is possible. So I think these 3 components are going to help us to make the right decisions for all Corozaleños, especially for our children. I will tell you that we don't want crime to go up in Corozal Town. We want to fix our parks. We want our cemeteries to be fenced. We want to do the proper drainage study that is supposed to be done. We want to be able to bring the right technical people in the town hall. And we want to serve everyone, man. I think that I physically counted all the house lots in Corozal Town, and we have like 3,000 house lots. So I'm saying if I'm going to put a plan in place to give jobs, let me get 3,000 jobs for all the people, man. Not because they are PUP or UDP or independent voters, we're not going to give them jobs.
Now, you've spoken quite often, just in this interview, about removing the party politics from running a municipality. One of the things that we'd like to hear from you is how you plan to function if on March 4th you are elected mayor of a mixed council.
Well, I think that I will be elected as this mayor of Corozal Town, but I am confident that the people that we have put together, I will tell you I am the leader, and I want to thank the people of Corozal Town, and I want to thank the people of my group that decided me to go as leader. But I will tell you that every single candidate that is in my slate could be the mayor or the mayoress of Corozal Town. Why is that? Because all of these people understand. All of these people have been walking with me. When we go to sleep at night, we remember what the people told us. So I am confident that on March the 4th, the people will vote 7 PUP down the line. I am confident.
If they don't?
Well, if they don't, we're going to work. My platform is that we need to keep politics aside. And if the people want their say and they say we have a mixed council, we are going to work with them. Because at the end of the day, it's not about Dido Vega, you know. It's about the people of Corozal Town. It's about the people that we want to empower.
Well, Dido, we want to thank you very much for joining us this morning and for sharing with us your thoughts and your concerns when it comes to the way the municipality that you live in and hope to lead is operating. Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about child safety, how to keep your children safe in the current environments we face in the country. So stay tuned.